host, Sonia Barrett, once again. And today's chit chat is about what does it really mean when we determine that we feel unappreciated? And again, another great topic. Why is that? Because so often we hear other people say it, or even we might find ourselves saying it as well, that you feel unappreciated. But the question is exactly what is it that you feel when you believe that you feel unappreciated? What is the what is it that you're defining as feeling unappreciated? And again, everything is so encoded. Our feelings are so encoded. They go so much deeper. And yeah, I like to take things apart. I like to see what exactly am I feeling. I don't like to make just the blanket statement of I feel unappreciated, which typically that's what we do. There's this topical definition or explanation that we give to ourselves, and we don't really dive deeper. And I say that it's not really about the other person. It's really about you. In the end, it always comes back to you. What does it mean for you? Is it something that you experience all the time, as if people don't appreciate you? And for some people, there is a pattern of that. And if there is a pattern of that, then you have to ask yourself why. Don't just chalk it up to I'm such a good person, and people always do this to me. I try to be nice to everyone and this happens to me. No, because that's your story. That's why you keep running into situations that make you feel this thing you call feeling unappreciated, because you've got a story going, you've got a pattern going, and the feedback that you're getting, or the payoff that you're getting from having this experience is what other people say to you, like, yeah, you're such a good person, you're so selfless, you're always doing for others, and this happens to you. Why does that happen? And then that supports your, yeah, I am a good person, and I go out of my way for other people or for this person, and then they treat me like this. That's a story. Okay, so the question is, what's in the story? What is it that's going on in that story? What is it that you need from this story? What is it providing you with? Is it making you feel, for lack of a better word, better about yourself? Is it making you feel good about yourself? Is it a way of supporting the idea or the fact that you are a nice person and a good person? We could talk about the good person, nice program all day long, because that always has to be broken down. Is it social definitions of good, being a good person or a nice person? A lot of it is social definition that we want to meet the guidelines of those social definitions, that those definitions that elevate us or put us in a certain certain class in terms of who we are, the kinds of people that we are. But for me, it's what does that mean for me? Why do I feel this? Why does this seem to happen over and over again? What is it that I truly deep down feel about myself? Why I keep attracting this or keep entering into this dance with other people? And there are other things involved too. For example, when I do things for others, do I just do it because I want to do it? Are there expectations? When I do something for someone else, what are my expectations? And you can't lie to yourself. You have to come clean with yourself about when you do things for others. If you're the type of person that does things for others and then talk about it to death, about how you're always doing for this person, and and then they there's no thank you. So are you doing everything you do to get a thank you? Why do you do what you do? And I've done, workshops in the past where we've talked about the idea of selfish, which I don't think is a good or a bad thing. But I think that when we do for other people, we don't realize that we actually do it for ourselves because we like the way it makes us feel. We are a feeling feeling beings. We're about feelings and emotions. We're in it for the feeling, for the feedback of feeling good, bad, happy, sad, positive, negative, whatever that you define that to be. We're in it to experience these polarized interpretations of our feelings. And so that's why I say you have to break it down and look honestly as to why you've done what you've done for someone else, whether it be someone or whatever, the something that you've done. What are my underlying reasons for this? Do I do it to get recognition and attention? Um, what is the payoff for me? It's all about the payoff. What is the payoff in the end for me? Am I being taken advantage of? Well, are you taking advantage of that person by doing something for them so that you could get this payoff? It's like a drug, and of course that's how we're designed. We are a chemical factory. The body's a chemical factory, so we produce all kinds of hormones that allow for different kinds of feelings, and some of these emotions, some of these feelings we get addicted to, no different than we get addicted to a drug. We get addicted to a behavior, we get addicted to a pattern, a habit, um, you know and it takes a whole lot to shape those into what they are for you to feel. And everything measures a frequency. Everything has its own measurement, its own unique measurement of a vibration, a frequency. And we are in alignment with that. We are loving that. We are wanting that feeling again, regardless of if we might look on and say, well, that's a horrible feeling, but you have it all the time. So why are you having that feeling all the time? It's across the board with everything we do, all our thoughts and our actions. And so that's what I'm pointing out right now, so that maybe once and for all, you can get past that idea of not feeling appreciated. And if you're in a relationship and you're saying, well, yeah, but Sonia, I'm in this relationship and I'm not feeling appreciated, whether it be my husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, you're not feeling appreciated and you continue to not feel appreciated. Well, what are the series of things that are continuously occurring that is giving you this feeling? What do you continue to do or continue to participate in, knowing that this is the feeling you're going to get? Do you do it anticipating not feeling appreciated, and then you can say that you don't feel appreciated? What is it? Just come clean with yourself. Forget about the other person. Don't even think about that other party, because they're just responding according to the truth of how you feel about yourself. It's a fact. They're giving you back. They're bouncing off your field. They're bouncing off of you and the truth of what you feel deep down, because what everything measures a frequency. And so they're interacting with that frequency of your belief and providing you with exactly what you need. And they will continue to provide it until you wake up to what your participation is, what your payoff is in the entire thing. And then it changes the game, because now you're free to do things truly because you want to do it, because you feel like doing it, and there's nothing attached to it. And if you don't feel like it, you don't have to do it, and you don't even have to really give it a second thought. It's just, this is how I feel. I really don't want to do that. I don't want to I don't want to drive you there. I don't want to, I want to, whatever it is. I don't want to do it. Um and then if you're feeling comfortable with that, then you're feeling comfortable with that. But always look at what the underlying payoff is when you attempt to do something. If you're going to do it and then complain about it, then listen to that as well. If you're going to complain and then somebody else once again tell you that how good of a person you are, all that gets really old, because everything that is happening is always going to be about you. About me, about all of us. Everything we do is always going to be about all of us, because about the individual, because it makes us feel a certain way when we do this thing or that thing. It's always in the end how it makes us feel because what do we deal with? Emotions, electrochemical impulses. We deal with emotions. Emotions, you can't have an emotion without having, as I always say, some sort of judgment on it. That, because I use the word judgment, that doesn't mean it's a good or bad thing. There goes the polarized interpretation again. We're just simply looking at what is felt when we do what we do. And so it is about these emotions. It's our emotions, our feelings allow us a relationship with what we define as reality and our external world. And that is what we see as people and situations and environments. And we get to interact with that. So the result of the relationship that we have with what appears to be outside of us is the feedback loop. That's the feeling. That's what we get from that interaction. So it's changing our perception of all of these things that starts to free us, gives us this much freer feeling, and we don't have to spend so much of our energy focused on um, the blame game and externalizing, because it takes a whole lot from us, a lot of energy, a lot of our fuel to crystallize, to which means to focus, to create form um, out of a particular situation and experience. So I'm hoping that that may help someone today and lighten your load, and you can let it go about expecting. Don't do anything if you're going to expect something in return, whether it's lend money. Don't keep lending money if you're going to complain that, especially when you give it to do it to the same person all the time, they never pay it back, or you lend money because you like the feeling of, being in control or in charge. You always do this. Yeah, it's maybe hit a sore spot for some people, but I'm looking at myself. I've had to look at myself for so many of these things where I've faltered, where just how I've internalized or interpreted some things that I've done. So I'm not saying any of these things as if this only applies to who's out there, but for myself, as I've seen myself grow and going, evolve, and I see what has to be changed and released in me, in order to take myself yet to a new level of expansion, a new level of possibilities. So this is why I'm sharing this with you. All right, so I'd like to remind you also about the webinar that's coming up, using your survival programs to crack your reality codes. The way out that you seek is written in your survival programs, and that's going to be on May 6th. It's a workshop webinar. So that means you can watch it from anywhere in the world. And it's Saturday, May 6th, 6 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. Pacific time. And you can register online on my website, therealsoniabarrett.com. Register there. I think you're going to find it absolutely fascinating, as I am a decoder and like to decode things and see what steps I can take towards that freedom from some of these programs that are limiting and that no longer serve me. And I believe that's it. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. The subscribe button is right down below. Click subscribe, subscribe to it so you can know what videos I'm putting up, what videos I'm making available. And again, my website is realsoniabarrett.com. There's lots on there, lots of previous webinars that have been done, just lots of content on the website. And you can subscribe also to the realsoniabarrett.com. Obviously, it's free, but you're able to get the newsletters as well and know what workshops are coming up. So thank you so much again for tuning in, for listening in, and have a wonderful adventure and self-discovery. Until next time, see you then.